Good morning, everybody. Welcome to Loan Officer Breakfast Club. Friday, July 31st, 2025, my
Did you
friends.
say Friday?
It's Thursday.
You did.
You were so hopeful it was Friday.
That is so bad.
Thursday.
I'm a hot mess. You know, I tell you, you know what? I'm getting too old for this dang business. That's what the problem is.
You're fantastic.
Never.
The weeks are too long, Frank. It's not your fault.
You know, why did I say Friday? That is just so crazy. Man.
I don't know. And you know what? I shouldn't have called it out, but somebody would. So I was like, friend to friend.
Yeah, thank you.
Yeah,
I appreciate that. It is not Friday. It is Thursday, July 31st. It is 2025, I imagine, still.
Yeah.
I'm hoping. All right, good, man. All right, well, golly gee, man. We got Owen Lee in the house today. Can't wait to hear from him, you know. But, before we get started, we'll just chat a little bit. It's always nice to let people kind of roll in, you know. People be rolling into Breakfast Club, you know. Got to get on the show. So let that happen. Hey, Owen, I wanted to ask you this.
Yes, sir.
Because you probably know this because you're a sports guy and you're up on the hill all the time. But I didn't realize there is a basketball court on the 5th floor, the top floor of the U.S. Supreme Court. Did you know that?
I did.
And it's known as the highest court in the land, is what they affectionately call it. This is no joke, guys. There is an actual basketball court on the top of the U.S. Supreme Court, and they jokingly call it the highest court in the land. Did you know that?
You know, I
Kevin Gillespie?
You look at.
I did not.
You look at a picture of the justices. I'm not sure. Maybe Kavanaugh. I heard Kavanaugh used to coach his daughter's basketball team back when he was on the circuit court, but who knows?
Yeah, I guess it was storage, and I think it was in the 40s that they decided to make it like a gym, and then from there became a basketball court. I looked at pictures of it. It's a basketball. Chris Johnstone. It's a basketball court, like the wood floors and the hoops that come down off of the mechanical whatever mechanisms, and it's legit.
Field trip, Frank. Let's go. Let's go see
if
we can go shoot some hoops.
And that would be cool to go there and actually shoot some hoops.
Hey, Frank.
Frank.
Yeah. I've got something today that somebody showed me yesterday. Kevin and I showed it at the beginning of the call reluctance Zoom meeting.
I'm going to it right now.
I think I've got something that Chris Johnstone doesn't know.
All right.
I found a great little hack that was there all the time, and I stumbled on it, and I went, as soon as I saw it, I went, I bet Chris doesn't know this. You want to see it?
Bro, like, we are in incredible anticipation.
This is, okay. Okay, and Chris, honest opinion, man, you're not gonna hurt my feelings, but I keep trying to stump him.
I bet he knows it.
But maybe not.
He knows it. All right, hold on. In the chat, over under on Chris knowing this or not. In the chat, is Chris gonna know this? What's the chances that Chris knows this? That Carl's
I can't believe Chris would have known this and not shared it with me. That's all I'm saying. Like,
okay,
Chris got my back.
People are betting on Chris, Carl.
All right, 98%. All right, yeah.
Oh my, Jared.
Oh man. Okay. All right.
So Chris, just lie. Say you knew about it,
Chris,
no matter what.
Chris, do you feel that pressure? Is your back getting heavy? Everyone's voting yes.
Okay.
Everyone's voting yes.
Okay.
I have 4 new gray hairs.
How many of you have Gmail? Right, just by a raise of physical hands, how many use Gmail?
Okay.
So a good percentage, right? A good percentage. Right. All right. So did you know Gmail will tell you everybody has you on a drip campaign? Did you know that?
No.
Chris, did you know that?
I did not know that.
So watch this. I'm going to share my screen here for a second.
Okay. All right.
Owen's got some big news for us here.
Let me stop my music. All right, go ahead.
All right. And somebody might have to make me a.
Jim, I
allowed him. Yeah, I allowed him.
You allowed me.
You're welcome, Carl.
I appreciate it. Thank you. All right. So here's what you do.
What?
You go into your Gmail.
Yeah.
And right here where it says more.
Yeah.
You click more. Manage descriptions or manage subscriptions. Oh. These are all the people that have you on a drip campaign. And if you want to unsubscribe, you just click over here and click unsubscribe. Wow. And that way, in one setting, you can see everybody that you've opted into or they opted you into, and then you can unsubscribe right there. Now, there is one caveat. If you see the name Carl White, Chris Johnstone,
Loan Officer Breakfast
Marketing
Club.
Animals, Loan Officer Podcast, those are worthy things of being opted into.
Those are
that's
keepers.
a little hack that you can see.
Then if you see that, you hit the subscribe twice button.
That's right. That's right.
That's one column over.
That's right. But anyway, I thought that was an interesting little hack that I found. And honestly, Chris, did you know that?
No, I did not know that.
I can't believe I can't believe somebody knew that and didn't show it to us. So anyway, that's what I got.
It's awesome, man. I'm just curious in the chat, how many of you are going to go and do that like immediately after Breakfast Club? Just go in there. Yeah, like everybody.
Well, I appreciate that.
That's a neat hack. That's super cool.
Hey, and for those of you that didn't believe in me, I'm hurt. I'm hurt.
Right. Hey, I want to show one thing too before we bring Owen on. Just a couple more minutes, Owen, if that's okay. We're still doing good on time here. Listen, and Owen, you probably appreciate this, but Jen, go ahead and show the Loan Officer Breakfast. Can you share your screen, Jen? Yeah. Yep. So I just want everybody to make sure you know this, right? On the Loan Officer Breakfast Club homepage, there's a little button at the top. It says "In the News." And okay, yeah, full disclosure. Of course, I do this every day. I am working with chat, right, to make this to get it to work. But boy, I tell you, it's been a challenge getting the GPT to do it correctly, and to do it cool. And it's been a lot of work. But I tell you what, man, these days it's humming, and I just want you guys to know that it's here, and it's every day after Breakfast Club. I'll just go find some relevant news stories, and it's a little snippet. You can scroll up a little bit. There's kind of an opening paragraph, just kind of what's new in the market, and then it breaks down the stories, and there's a link to the original story, so you can go to the original story, but it just summarizes, and then it gives a little loan officer perspective, a little realtor perspective on the news story. It's just a handy a place to go. It's just a good information as to kind of what's going on out there. And it might be useful to you in your conversations. It might be useful to you in your marketing.
It's a killer. It's honestly, Frank, I open it up every morning, like literally. I open up every morning. It's in my calendar. I open up every morning at 11:35. At 11:35, after call starts. So at 11:35, I open it up. And man, it gives me just a real quick down and dirty anything big, because I'm not a news guy, because all the negative stuff. And this just gives me a real quick down and dirty what I need to know and what's happened. And did something big happen that I'm going to get blindsided on? I'm not going to get blindsided.
Yeah, it's just super, super cool. I am talking to the team to see if we can get just a subscribe button put on there. Right. So that if you want to just subscribe to the news feed at Loan Officer Breakfast Club, it'll just show up in your email every day, and you can just open it up and just see what's in there. So it's good stuff, man. I just want to let you guys know that it's out there and it's available to you. So anyways, if you're getting value from this already, go ahead and tap that like button. It helps more loan officers find content that actually makes a difference. And hey, if staying ahead of the market and learning what's really working in our industry matters to you, hit that subscribe button and ring that bell so you don't miss another episode. We read every comment, so drop your thoughts down below. We'd love to hear from you and know what's working or what you'd like us to cover next. Thanks for tuning in, and we'll catch you here next time. All righty. Well, I think it's time for us to, get to the heart of the show here and bring on Mr. Owen Lee! The Market Update!
Good morning.
Good morning.
Last day of July.
Yeah.
Can you believe that?
No.
Man.
Can you believe that? God,
That's crazy.
yeah.
You're at 40%.
Now Owen doesn't know that it's like the middle of July, because see, he's up in Upper Michigan right now,
right?
Where it's like 68 degrees, and they're chilling.
I'm actually in Detroit today, Carl.
Okay. What? It's 69 degrees. Pardon me. Yeah.
71. I actually put it in the chat.
Is it really
morning.
71? Holy cow!
71. We just had some big storms overnight and took out the heat and humidity. I was in your neck of the woods just yesterday, though, and it was hotter than.
Yeah, he was in Ocala, and it's which is just up the road. It's been brutal.
You guys are getting triple digits out there lately, aren't you?
We haven't been under 100 for probably a week now.
Wowza! Yikes! With that humidity.
Well, I don't mean like we haven't had a day where it hadn't hit at least 100 is what I meant. Like at night it goes down to like 84, 87, something like that. But yeah, it's all over though. I called up a buddy of mine in Arkansas, and he was talking about how hot it was there. So it's just a big heat wave going on right now.
It's so weird because out here in Northern California, where we're normally bouncing triple digits all the time, we're not. We're pretty mild. We're in 80s, high 80s, low 90s.
You see it all here. You see all the heat molecules over here, down here, I guess. And
I guess so.
Anyway, big news. Any big news? I know the Fed met yesterday. I know that's part of what you're going to cover, I suppose.
Yeah, the Fed met yesterday. No real news. Same old. It's really kind of been this way for about the last 6 or 7 Fed meetings. This was one of the longer stretches in between meetings, about 6 or 7 weeks. And, the Fed chair walked to the microphone, and the same thing kind of happened. The market started to go down. Like every time this guy speaks, the market goes down. And listen, he's got a job to do, and he's asserting his independence from the president, who's obviously bringing a lot of pressure to bear. And so, if anybody saw that press conference where they toured the Fed building, a lot of people think that the president can only fire the Fed chair for cause. And so a lot of people think that the new Fed building being grossly over budget is going to be the cause if Trump wants to try and fire him. I don't know that that's the case, but he's sure trying to put the heat on him. And so every time Powell gets the mic, he takes the opportunity to assert his independence. So is this the first slide, or is this the second slide, Jen? Is this the first one? Okay. Yeah. No. If we could just grab that first one up there. No problem at all. So anyway, there wasn't a lot of news yesterday. I didn't even bother to print the 2 Fed statements like I do sometimes. They are perfect. Yeah, this is the first slide. Because they're so similar, it's just the Federal Reserve college intern grammarians picking new synonyms and such. This is about a 5.5, 6 month chart right here. The only real interesting change in the meeting, the Fed governors almost always agree. I don't think they agree, but then when they actually vote, they agree because they feel like it's better to present a unified front. Probably the only news that came out of the meeting yesterday was that 2 very strong dissents from 2 Fed governors who are rotating voters on the committee voiced their arguments that they should be lowering rates right now. So, but there were only 2 dissenting voices. So Powell just basically stepped to the mic and said, wait and see, tariffs, wait and see, tariffs, wait and see. Pretty much a replay of the last 3 meetings.
And what's the non-political argument? Like how does it benefit the country to hold off on the rate? Like, let's say we're not in the mortgage business, we're not in the housing business, and I work over at Sunbeam making bread, so to speak. What's the upside of keeping rates on the high side for the average American walking the street?
That tariffs are going to increase prices so that a price increase is on the way. It just hasn't shown up in the data yet. It's not possible to tariff countries at 15, 17, 20% and not have some of that cost passed on to consumers. So steering the U.S. economy is like steering a gigantic cruise ship. It's not, you're driving a Ford F-350. You're not driving a Lamborghini. And so it's already turning towards inflation, and then you cut interest rates and you're overturning the economy in the wrong direction, and you won't find out for 3 to 4 months. And then you'll make it worse.
And what's the downside to the average American for waiting too long to cut rates? Like, if he's wrong?
Recession.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay.
I mean, I don't, the U.S. economy is pretty resilient. Some economists out there, some of the talking heads have been predicting a recession for 2.5 years. We haven't seen it. I don't think that we're going to get a recession, but I'm not an economist. So I don't see it.
So Powell's kind of going better safe than sorry kind of thing.
Correct.
Okay.
Correct. Yeah, I think and like I said, I'll just say this one more time. I've said this on this airwave before. Trump's trying to put pressure on him. Bill Pulte, the FHFA director, tweets about it all the time. I don't know. I think you're forcing him into a corner where he waits longer. I don't really, if you love or hate Trump, he's a very, very smart guy. You can't deny that. And I'm sure there's a plan. I just don't know what it is.
Hey, Owen, I gotta ask you.
Yeah,
I gotta ask you this too. Like, and I know you're not an economist or anything, but what do you think? What do you think? Do you think he should lower rates now?
I think he's waiting too long.
Okay.
Not by a lot. I mean, if we get 2 rate cuts this year, I know we're getting a lot of questions. Victoria, I see you. I've got some stuff on loan officer compensation. I want to make sure that I have enough time to get to that I think will be a lot of interest. So let's just go. This is a 1-week chart. And you can see I highlighted the Fed day. Highlighting one day kind of over exaggerates because this entire move is about 25 basis points in price within one day. But you can see the downward trend. We are going up most of the day, and that downward trend was started when the press conference started. So, the guy's doing his job, but he is a wet blanket. I mean, I don't know what else to say. So anyway, but hey, there's been some news on loan officer compensation. And since we have 332 people in most of whom are loan officers, I thought I would touch on this. This is definitely, something's going to happen, and something's going to happen soon. It's not going to be fast. But we've had some movement, so I wanted to talk about it. So remember we talked about rulemaking. Elon Musk, back when he was at Doge, had that very famous tweet that said the CFPB, rest in peace. They're starving it of employees and funds, but we don't want them to kill the CFPB unless or until the rules change. Because if they just starve it and the rules stay in place, when the pendulum swings, and we get President Harris or President Newsom or, pick your flavor, and the pendulum swings in the other direction, they can reinflate the CFPB, the statute of limitations won't have run, and we'll all have a bunch of problems on our hands. So they understand that, the folks that are looking at the CFPB right now, the few employees that they do have there. So the CFPB filed a rulemaking item with the Office of Management and Budget, which oversees the CFPB, saying that they were going to take comment on changes regarding the loan originator compensation rule under the Truth in Lending Act. So any time now, a day, a week, 6 weeks, things move kind of slow in Washington, D.C. on this stuff. But any time now, the CFPB, because they filed that notice to the Office of Management and Budget, could put out what's called an advanced notice of proposed rulemaking. That opens up a window, which is normally like 60 or 90 days, for them to take comment from industry stakeholders about what they want the rule changes to be. This is long awaited, since Inauguration Day. A lot of people have been waiting for this. The expected topics, that they are going to get comments on is kind of the three wishes that the industry has had ever since this rule went into effect in April of 2011. And that is lower compensation for loan officers on bond loans, because you're restricted on bond loans. Typically you can only make, about 250 basis points, and the bond loans, they always, you never make the full 250. They take too long to fund them, and then they peel off basis points because it takes too long to fund them. It's a crazy system. You usually average about 25 basis points less than what they say. Files where to pay loan officers less on files where loan officers make a mistake. Right now, when loan officers make a mistake, they still get their full pay. And loan officers should be able to lower their compensation for a competitive reason when they're competing. The CFPB has long resisted the third rule because they think it will create an exception that will basically eliminate the rule. Everybody on this call will raise their comp to 250 basis points in their paycheck and just give out concessions on every single file. We're back to setting it wherever you want.
Like every other industry.
That's right. That's right.
Okay.
Yeah, stockbrokers and car dealers and
restaurants,
you name it, right?
Yeah.
Insurance sales people.
Yeah, you buy a burger, it's $11.95 at this restaurant, it's $11.95 at that restaurant. So anyway,
yeah.
Anyway,
so the CFPB in their notice, the Office of Management and Budget, also told them that they want to take comment on completely eliminating the rule. Now, my guess is of the 340 or so people on this call, a majority of them may not have even been in the business pre-April 2011 when the rule changed.
Mm-hmm.
That would be very interesting. And so a lot of people, there's a huge misconception about this last one because they think that eliminating the rule altogether will take away all the loan officer compensation rules and we'll be back in the land of April 2011. That is not what would happen. When Congress passed and President Obama signed the Dodd-Frank Wall Street Reform Act, this gigantic piece of legislation that came out of the 2008 financial crisis, that changed the rule on loan officer compensation. And what it said was because there were too many prepayment penalties, there were too many points up front, there was too much Wild West activity in the subprime area pre-Dodd-Frank, that they created a rule that says where the borrower pays points and fees to the lender, the lender is prohibited from paying the loan officer on that file. Period. Full stop. Or the CFPB can create a rule that modifies this. So if the CFPB eliminates their rule, we go back to the congressionally passed President Obama signed rule of any loan where the borrower pays points and fees, the lender is prohibited from paying their loan officer on that file. Well, think about it. Every file has points and fees on it today. I mean, almost. Even if you have no points, still have fees. So this would be tragic. And what Congress created, CFPB rulemaking cannot take away. So the only way that reality would change is if there was a bill passed through Congress that changed the Dodd-Frank Wall Street Reform Act language. And there's very little chance that that's happening anytime soon. So when they take comment on eliminating the rule, please, please, please be careful what you wish for, because what sounds like would be great would be horrible. Just keep that in mind. And everybody out there, this is my monthly plug. You got to join the Mortgage Action Alliance from the MBA. I'll put a slide up next week or something with the QR code. Just Google Mortgage Action Alliance. You've got to stay informed on this issue because we, the industry, are probably going to need loan officers to make their voices heard. So we know what it is. And I have one last slide, if we could get to the last slide. So this is the actual rule from the Federal Register in Dodd-Frank. No prohibition on consumer payment of upfront fees. Section 1403 of the Dodd-Frank Wall Street Reform Act contains a section that would generally have prohibited consumers from paying upfront points or fees on transactions in which the loan officer compensation is paid by a person other than the consumer. That when they say a person other than consumer, take that out and just insert creditor, mortgage company, wholesale mortgage company. If UWM made a loan under this rule and charged the borrower any points and fees, they wouldn't be able to pay the broker. If our company, Success Mortgage Partners, made any loan where we collected points and fees, we wouldn't be able to pay our branch. We wouldn't be able to pay our loan officer. This would be tragic. So just be careful what you wish for on the elimination of the rule. It wouldn't be great. So I kind of figured we would run out of time in the next week or so. I'll create a timeline for this so everybody can see the steps and milestones. It'll be about a 2-year process, so still plenty of time to get it in during this administration, which I know they're counting on. So keep your eyes and ears open because we're going to need to hear from everybody on this.
Hey, thanks for enjoying this Loan Officer Breakfast Club YouTube video. If you are into industry news, if you like to keep up with what's going on within the mortgage and real estate industry, you might not be aware of this, but you can get free news snippets every single day by going to loanofficerbreakfastclub.com. In the top nav bar, you'll see in the news. Click it, daily, fresh news about the mortgage and real estate industry. There's even loan officer perspective and realtor perspective on each news story that you can make use of in your marketing. So enjoy loanofficerbreakfastclub.com/in the news. So, Carl, this would definitely be a good podcast to get done like right away.
And it's such a moving target. Things happen very, very rapidly. But
when you guys doing your next State of the Union or State of the Industry?
It's funny you asked that. That's a good question. Do we have enough? Do we need to wait till something's on the horizon, Owen, or do we got enough stuff now?
I mean, that alone is a big thing.
I think we could fill 2 hours on just this topic.
Yeah.
I'm given such a 30,000 foot view of this.
Yeah. We'll put some in the books. That's a great idea.
Yeah, that's clutch.
Yeah, we got when I say we, I mean the industry and the MBA got further in the first Trump administration. We were going to get some of these things passed, but then COVID hit. Everything stopped. Country only cared about COVID, and it never came back online. And the one other thing I would say about this is just, when loan officers hear this, I'm going to make less on bond loans. I might get nicked if I make a mistake. I'm going to lower my comp for competitive reasons. Just keep an open mind because companies bear those costs right now, and all those costs are factored in to what everybody's rate and program and branch, and I guarantee you somewhere they're factored in. So don't think of it as less. Think of it as you being able to be more flexible to make more loans, because that's what the net result of this is going to be. So just keep an open mind. And I'm kind of saying this on behalf of the industry. I'm not really wearing my MBA hat. I'm not supposed to wear that hat when I talk live and off the top of my head, but I'm kind of wearing that now. Just keep an open mind because it's going to be better. Less regulation, more freedom. 99.9% of the time is always better.
Awesome stuff. Hey, Jen, can we throw the slides into the chat?
Yeah.
I know they're going to want that. Mike Decker was kind enough to put the link to the Mortgage Action Alliance. Is that what we're looking for,
free.
Owen?
That's free, yes.
Okay, so that's it. So that link is a good link. Okay.
Yep.
All right, good. So we got the link in there. We got the slides in there. Man,
There were a couple questions about trigger leads. Is there any updates on that, Owen?
So right now, Congress is consumed with this idea, it's a real thing, of there's something like 95 administrative appointments that need to be voted on by the Senate to join the administration. They usually go on vacation in August. They're threatening to hold them over until they vote on that. Congress is kind of consumed with that. I think trigger leads will be September or October. That's my guess.
Of course, they take October off for Halloween and then November off for Thanksgiving. And of course, December.
Well, hey, listen, don't. There are about 330 people on this call. Don't we all take 3 weeks off at Thanksgiving? I mean, I know I do, Carl.
Yeah.
I know you.
Who doesn't? Who doesn't? Good stuff. So maybe in the next 30 days we'll have more information on that.
Yeah.
60 days, something like that. All right, cool.
Okay. Good.
Yep.
Good.
It's coming.
Right, good
we
stuff, Owen.
haven't forgot about trigger leads. So
good stuff. So awesome. Frank, it's Thursday.
It's Thursday.
You know who I bet can tell us about Thursday?
Who?
I bet Bryce Jackson. How you doing, Bryce?
Well, of course.
My man, Bryce.
Bryce, what's up, man?
Unmute yourself there, Bryce. That's a good-looking man. That's a good-looking man right there. I'm just saying. That's one handsome dude there. Hey, Bryce, do you know what we have these theme days? Do you know what we do on Thursday? I'm not trying to put you on the spot.
Bryce.
Do you know what
There's Bryce. If you didn't,
you know what we do on Thursday? What do we do on Thursday?
Pre-approved and looking.
My man, and so tell everybody a little bit about that. Like who do you call and why?
Calling everybody that you have pre-approved and their realtor.
That's right. Go. Touch a lead, touch a partner. Good for you. Where are you located at, brother?
Maryland, in between DC and Baltimore.
Okay, nice, beautiful area. You ever spend much time up there, Baltimore area, Frank?
I've been there here and there. Not a ton of time. But it's beautiful up there. Yeah. Maryland is just amazing. I had family that lived there.
The coast is gorgeous.
East Coasters, so
yeah, good stuff.
The seasons.
Yeah, for sure. Bryce, you got a T-shirt, Bryce? Oh, sorry, Carl.
Pardon me,
Carl.
Bryce, do you know about the future casting?
I do not.
So on our pre-approved lookings, one of the things that we can do is called future casting. Future casting is a very, very, very powerful tool of influence when used in the right way. And what it is you get somebody to imagine they've already got the results before they have it. And so, like for a house, it would be imagine what it's going to be like in the pool. Imagine, you're having that barbecue in the backyard. The 3.2 kids are swinging in the swing, or on the refinance. Imagine being, getting rid of those high credit cards, or paying off that student loan, or installing that new pool in your home on a cash out refinance. And so if you can get them to start talking about what it's like once they have that thing, it really incentivizes people. Just like us, if I start thinking about that vacation that I want to take, or that new boat that I want to get, or that new thing I want to get for the lovely Mrs. White, and how am I going to feel when she looks at me with those adorable eyes and gratitude, or what, when you do that kind of thing, it's a very, very powerful tool of influence. So we use those on our power calls too. So great job, Bryce. How's business up in the Maryland area? You guys faring okay?
Absolutely. Business is going well.
Good for you, man. Good.
Better than it has been, I guess you would say, right?
Good. And I think, Frank, you had some for...
I was going to say, do you got a Loan Officer Breakfast Club t-shirt?
I do not.
Yeah, you do. Yes, you do, sir. Congratulations. Boy, business is really going to pick up now. You just wait and see, brother. Hey, man, let me tell you, every aspect of your life is going to change.
Hey, Bryce, I need a favor there with that new t-shirt. We need you to take a picture so we can put it up on the page where we talk about the t-shirts, because right now our spokesmodel is Kevin Gillespie, and we could use a better picture.
A picture. Okay.
We could use a better picture. I'm just saying.
All
So.
All right. I can do that for you.
All right, everybody.
Thank you.
Thank you, Bryce. All right, everybody, have a great day. We'll be back here tomorrow. Chris Johnstone. Hey, before we do this, hold on.
Yeah.
Chris, what are you talking about tomorrow?
I know what he's not talking about. Yeah,
that's right. No Gmail tips.
He's not talking about the Gmail hack because it's already been done.
That's it. So we're going to talk about offers to qualified agents and talking about MoveTube. So we actually have like a MoveTube sequence to send out to qualified agents. And we're going to talk about the trifecta and this formula that I've got to help you go out and get new qualified referral relationships.
Well, I think that's a good one to tune into.
Brother, let me tell you something. I don't care who and what and where and how long or what you look like or how experienced you are. It's always the offer. It's always the offer. The offer. There was an old thing back in the 80s, I think it was, or 90s. Maybe it was the 90s. Is the economy stupid? Kind of thing.
Yeah.
And it's the offer.
It's the offer.
It's the offer. You think, hey, people aren't responding to me. I'm not closing. It's your offer. It's your offer. It's who you're making it to, how many you making it to, and what's your offer. So great class, Chris. I'm looking forward to seeing it tomorrow.
It's going to be awesome. All right. Let's get out of here. You guys have a great day. We'll see you here tomorrow on Friday, August 1st. That's right. You guys have a great day. Always a pleasure every morning. See you guys. Adios.
Have a good day, everyone.
Bye, everybody.